Alrighty.
Welcome back to the Street Shaman Podcast. I am your host, Shamanic Poe, aka Poe and the Rockstar. And today I'm here with Enokh, right? Am I saying it right?
Yep.
Enokh Xmortiz. How
Yes,
you
sir.
doing, my guy? How you been?
I'm doing good, man. I just got done making some music last night, so it's always a plus. Staying busy.
No doubt. So you've been making music like a lot recently? Because I see you've been releasing shit like once a week, like me. Like I've been releasing a bunch of shit, but I'm coming up to an album. Are you trying to are you setting up to do an album soon, or what's going on? What's your plan?
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, I've only been releasing for 4 months. I got 15 out right now. Like you said, I try to do like one a week. But like as far as like album goes, I don't really have any plans for an album, man. I just decided I'm just gonna release a song every week for a year, and then if maybe with a side project, release like a EP or something on the side. But I
Okay.
just really want to just focus on getting consistency, so like every single time that somebody subscribes or something like that, that I keep giving them something new every week instead of like one album for like 6 months and be like, oh, here you go. You know what I'm saying? I'd
Right.
rather give them a
Right.
little
Right.
bit here, a little bit there.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like when you drop an album, especially nowadays, in the microwave era, as they would say, um, when you drop an album maybe once a year, maybe twice a year. Even that's not even good enough. Half the
Yep.
people probably haven't heard half the album that you dropped because they heard a few songs and they just went on to something new, and they forget about you. Nowadays, they'll forget about you musically if you're not like in their face and coming with some shit every day. Do you
Yep.
feel any pressure while you're doing this now? Do you feel any pressure of having to deal with that type of a business where everything is like you have to drop shit recent, like quick
That's
and fast?
not really, man. Like I'm working on my studio at home, so I'll actually be dropping even more, hopefully like maybe two a week. But like yeah, no, like right now I have like two, maybe one day a week that I can actually go and record. So I lay down the song and do everything that 1 or 2 days to get it ready. But I mean, the pressure, no, not really, man. I write every day as it is. I've been doing it for 13 years, so I've been steadily writing and, doing like underground stuff and parties and all that stuff.
Mm,
But like,
no doubt.
it's actually like more inspiration for me to actually hear my shit, like have people actually listening to it and actually like hitting me back. So, there ain't no, you know, stress about it. I actually enjoy every second of it.
No doubt, no doubt. So, what made you uh want to make horrorcore rap, like be a part of that horrorcore scene? Because I would classify. I know you would.
Yeah,
It's like
no,
underground, but it's also like horrorcore. You would
yeah, no,
classify
it
yourself as
definitely
that?
is. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, horrorcore or like how Esham did like the acid rap back in the 80s. That's kind of like where I like to fit in. I like that acid rap genre where it's like horrorcore, but also touch on like more real life subjects and stuff like that with
Right,
a little bit of comedic value, you know.
right,
But what
right.
started me with it was my love for horror films. 1980s horror films, especially. I've been on that for years, and I always told myself if I made music, I wanted to make it exactly how they made movies in the 80s. Original, classical effects, just off the wall, just craziness, and just that originality of the 80s film. Like even now they can't even match that with the movies nowadays. So
No
I want
doubt.
I want that certain kind of like aura around my music that's associated with like just originality and something different.
No doubt. So that's the reason why you got into the horrorcore scene is for your love of like old school horror.
Yep, that and like my dad and all of his buddies were all into Twisted and ICP and Esham and all that. I'm from Michigan, so I was kind of born into that wicked underground scene. So ever since I was a kid,
Right.
that's like there was never any radio play. There's never 103, nothing like that. It was always CDs, and it was always either some ABK or it's just some real underground
Right.
stuff. And that's what I grew up on. So it's just like ingrained into my
Okay.
geno code.
Okay. Okay. No doubt. No doubt. So you're like you're. Are you a juggalo? Would you consider yourself a juggalo?
Yeah, I mean, I love all the aspects of it. I've been down with all that my entire life. You know what I'm saying? But like lately, I haven't really been listening to like ICP and stuff just because I've been so focused on my own. I haven't really been listening to anybody, you know?
No Twisted or nothing.
I mean, I might catch some Twisted songs here and there, you know, but like it's kind of weird because like I have CDs, you know, so I listen to CDs in my car. And I just moved to this new town, and it's like I can't find anything like at these local shops anymore, you know? It's like I don't know if like ICP and Twisted, like maybe they're just not have as big of a distribution anymore.
I think a lot of people are not distributing as much as they would. They're not hitting up the mom and pop stores as much as they would because people are just naturally going on to the streaming platforms, which is trash. You know what I mean? Like I think streaming platforms are trash. I know that they like work as far as convenience. Like I still listen to some shit on. Like if I need to, oh shit, that nigga's album came out. All right, I'm gonna go check out his album. I'm gonna go into his shit and see what he came out with on Spotify. Now, if I really, really, really fuck with it, I'll go buy it. But most of the time nowadays, people are making the music just for people to listen to it on some flyby shit. So people are really not purchasing shit.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like one of my favorite CDs, I have a Fatso by Jamie Madrox, the Earth 2 version, you know, and like that's like my holy grail of the CDs. You know, I'm a huge Jamie fan. You know, he was a big inspiration in like everything that I do. You know, just the way he can just go from different styles and like just change his voice. You know, he's the man of 1,000 voices, and I love that. You know, something fresh every single time, something different.
For sure, yeah, he definitely got a unique voice at that. So his voice stands out when you hear him on the track. So where are you at in Michigan? Are you in Kalamazoo?
Yep.
How's the scene? How's the underground hardcore scene in Kalamazoo?
I mean, it's all right. I mean, there's a lot of us who support it and everything, but as far as shows go, it's not like we have, you know, a lot of shows. We might have like Ritz come. You know, Jaron Benton, Tech, you know, but I don't think we've ever had like Twisted over here in Kalamazoo or like anybody like that. No, we don't have that big of venues either, though, you know. So we have like one big one called the State Theater. Maybe they've came, but not that I've ever recalled. You know, I try to catch all the shows that come around here. Like we had Isham, you know, that was super dope, and Mastermind, you know, some Anadis going on. But yeah, as far as like Twisted and like that whole scene goes, I don't think we've had anybody like that over here, sadly.
No doubt, man. Yeah, because I've been up there one time and shit to Kalamazoo. It didn't seem like it was a spot for like an underground scene. I feel like it's more of a college town. It's more of a town where it's preppies and yuppies and shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on for sure. You know, we have like 2 colleges right here, so there's a lot of the college kids going around. You know, but you know they're the ones that come and spend money. So you know, if you can lock them into a show, you know, and you know you might 10 college kids walk in, but if one college kid like takes that music home and listens to it, then hey, that's a success. You know, that's how I look at it.
No doubt, man. So I seen you. You put up a shirt. It was like Stitch, Lilo and Stitch shirt with like, you know, with your name on that shit. And that shit looked hard. It was also Chucky at the same time. Did you make that design? Who makes your design? How do you come across that, or how do you?
Well, I make a lot of my designs, but that one some guy had created, and I asked him, I was like, yo, man, like, what's up on his, you know, he fan of my music and stuff, and he was like, yo, bro, if you want to use it, go right ahead. So I had that one prototype shirt made up, but yeah, like all the other stuff I just make on like Microsoft Paint, as crazy as that sounds. Like I spent like an hour and a half on Microsoft Paint, dude. And everyone's like, what, are you kidding me? Like square by square, like
nah, you need to get yourself some Photoshop or something. You need to get something, man, because Microsoft Paint, yeah, you pulling teeth trying to get that done over there.
Yeah, like this bandana, you know, like it says my name. Like I designed that on Photoshop Paint. I mean, not Photoshop. What am I saying? Photoshop Paint, Microsoft Paint.
Microsoft Paint. You designed that on Microsoft Paint, dog. That takes a lot of time, dog. You spending a lot of time on that. So, what have you designed? Have you designed any of those covers? Because I've seen some of the covers for like songs that you just put
Yep.
out and shit. They're like comic book covers and
Yep,
shit.
exactly. What I'll do is I'm kind of spinning a little game. What I do is I go to the public domain where stuff isn't copyrighted anymore, where the businesses went under or whatever, and I'll find like old comic book covers from like AMC Comics or like some place that went belly up in the 70s, and it's over 50 years old. So the copyright is now falling in the public domain. I take that and then I drop it into Microsoft Paint. I use like a tablet, and I just reimagine the whole thing and just redraw and recolor and re-edit everything that I have.
No doubt, no doubt. So you draw as well? Cause I felt like I saw you put up some sketches as well on your fucking.
Oh yeah. I've been drawing for years too, man. Like, yeah, that's my second calling. I wanted to be an animator, but then like animation was dead. By the time I reached like 12.
Hold up, because Pixar is still making hella money. So why do you feel animation is dead?
Because it's computerized. I'm talking like hand-drawn animation, like the old cartoons, that we used to see as kids, Hey Arnold, and all that kind of stuff. Like, that was all hand-drawn, and I'm not, I guess I could try to learn the computer, but man, I was like working with a pencil. So I was like super excited and like went through like all this art stuff and did all this stuff to get into animation. And then by the time I was like graduating out of high school and like, moving on to college, it was already dead. It was like, you got to go to computer design. I spent all my time learning how to work with my hands, and now you want me to learn how to work on a computer. It's like starting from square one again. I was like, oh man.
Right. I mean, it seems like that type of business, it seems like it's easier to go into graphic, but I don't fucking know. I don't draw. I mean, I paint some shit, but it's not drawing. It's just paint. You know what I mean?
Right,
It's different.
yeah.
Like I just do what I feel, and whatever I feel, I'm good with. Like I'm not sitting there trying to be technical and shit. But yeah, I can see it being like a little bit of a leap to jump from regular drawing into the graphic shit, knowing the system and shit like that.
It really is, because like the consistency, like when I'm drawing, I know if I put this much pressure on this, or it's like having all these tools to like make a perfect line for you or this or that. It's like I like to get my hands dirty. I like to have the graphite all over, like really getting into it.
Oh, Cyberpunk said the game Cuphead is fully hand drawn. Probably spent shitload of time on that.
I love that game. I seen that and I was like, dude, yes, like that is the coolest thing ever. Like, mad respect for those guys, for real. That had to have been so much time, and dude, such a pain to get that like that. Like the moving of the bosses, like dude,
everything looks hand drawn. Everything looks like old school Mickey Mouse era type shit.
Yeah, like that 1950 steamboat.
but it's a fucking game, and it flows like a cartoon.
It's so beautiful. I wish they did more like that.
Beautiful.
That there, that's a step in the right direction for me. Like when it comes to that, like, because there's so many people on there who have so much talent with their hands, and they're like forced to use this computer when they have all the skills right there, So if they keep releasing games like that, at least it's giving them another platform to show their skills. I respect that 100%.
Absolutely. So, what are you trying to do with this music shit? Have you done any shows? Are you trying to get signed? Give me the gist.
Yeah, I did one show. I got invited out. It was like a college kid show too. It's crazy, and I went out there and did like my style and like my sound, and the crowd reception was huge. They loved it, and I was like super surprised by that, because like everybody else on the stage was doing that. I'm not trying to like sound like a hater or anything, but that mainstream kind of, look what I got. I got gold chains, gold teeth, diamond ring, that kind of stuff. And I come out there like, I sold my soul to the devil, and everyone's like, yo, and they like super, they're really into it. So I was like, hell yeah. But like, as far as what I want out of music, man, I just want to be able to provide for my family doing what I love. I look at it like this. I speak a lot. I talk a lot, so I might as well get paid for it. If you can get paid to talk, that's like getting paid to breathe, So
if you're a talker, like if you're not a fucking talker, it might be a whole other issue. But so are you trying to get signed? What label would you get signed to if you get signed? Like what label are you looking for?
If I was to get signed, man, that's a hard question. I mean, I would like to roll with Ritz on his record label CNT. You know, I would love to work with that man. You know, I mean, I might even sign with like Mad Child up there, and you know, well, he's down here now, but yeah, he started that new record label. Or I mean, I'd obviously probably sign with Twisted and Magic Ninja over there. But I mean,
Yeah,
even
for
if like
sure.
Psychopathic try to sign me, you know, I wouldn't probably complain. You know, I'd be like,
It,
all
it
right.
is psychopathic like still signing people? Because I know there's a lot of shit going on with ICP
Yeah, I
and
have no
shit.
idea, man. I know Ouija Max killing it. You know, he's doing his thing. He's constantly busy. I see that guy doing shows all the time, you know, and he's underneath them. So, I mean, they must still be doing something. You know, I know ICP might not be doing something themselves, but they're definitely putting on for Ouija because he's still out here doing his tours and doing all that stuff.
No doubt, man. So, if do you got any like horror stories? Do you got any like ghost stories? Have you ever encountered some type of being from the other realm?
Yeah, actually, bro, I got some crazy ass shit, man. I don't know, like if I'm like I don't know if I'm like sensitive to that kind of stuff, but like, so my aunt, she lived at this house when I was a kid. It was like terrifying. It was like the word. As soon as you walk into the house, you just knew something was off. Well, it turned out that before her parents bought that home, the guy who lived there murdered his wife. And what we have Michigan basements here, and that's just dirt, right? So you just have dirt in your basement. And well, he buried her in that basement and cemented over it. The guy went to prison. They never found the body. My aunt's like maybe like 15, 16, and the guy gets out of prison. This is probably like in the 70s. And he shows up at the house and he's talking with her dad about if they ever found the body or whatever, you know. And her dad's like, well, I don't want him messing up my house, so he just never did anything about it, you know. Just left the body
Right.
in the basement types, you know.
Oh
And
shit.
so that place was the most haunted experience I've ever had in my life, man. Like if there's a fan going, you like hear like crying. And like I was terrified to even go there. But like one day my little niece is upstairs playing. She had this old cabinet, right? And we go up there to get this to get her, you know, and all of a sudden the cabinet starts going eat, and like it just opens up really fast, like slaps against the back. So we grab her and we take her downstairs, and she's like laughing and like she's like 2 and pointing at the window saying, look, ha ha ha, you know. And we would always put like this mattress over the window, and her dad couldn't go upstairs. He was the only one living there at this point. And, you know, like medical reasons, he couldn't barely walk. And we would go up there and
Right.
the mattress would be moved and everything would be destroyed. And we're like, dude, what's going on? And then from there, I moved to this trailer, and everybody who like lived there had ended up catching like some kind of domestic case or something, you know, like all
Yeah.
the guys. Yeah, it's like super weird. So like I'm there one night, I'm playing some Saints Row or something, and I have like one of those old wicker circle chairs, you know, and I hear
Yeah.
like this crackling. And I look in the hall, like look down the hallway into the living room, and it's just like this, like around the side of the chair, like on the back, like these hands and like this like face kind of like this, you know. And I'm like, at first I'm just like, this shit ain't real, you know. Like I kind of got like sleep paralysis on it, like I kind of like just froze up, you know, and just like kind of like fell back on the bed, and I'm just like, this ain't real, you know, like this ain't real, like you know. And so like really messing me up. So then my buddies were like, whoa, let's play the Ouija board, you know. And I was like, all right, cool. So we go back to my aunt's house because the her dad passed away and the bank had taken it over. So we went in there and we're like, yo, let's go ghost hunting. You know, we're kind of lit. So we just go in there and we just, you know, climb in the window or whatever and just get inside the house, you know, and start playing with the
Oh, he froze. We froze. We froze. Yo, we froze up. Enokh. We froze. Shit, man. I don't know what to do. Alright. He was having a good ghost story. I don't know what's going on with his feed. I don't know if you can't hear my feed. Let me know in the chat if you can hear my feed. He had his ghost story. It kind of right. The ghost cut out his internet. Yo, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. Look, I've had a ghost like that too. I've had my uncle that he passed away. He died because of the fact that he was gay. He was also a heroin addict at the time. And I forgot the particulars. I forgot exactly what happened with him, but he got murdered on the street because they knew he was gay. This is back in the 80s, early 90s, late 80s. They killed him. They cut off his fucking dick and all this other crazy shit that happened to my uncle. And ever since that time, he still haunts the house that my grandmother lives in to this day. So in the middle of the night, when you're chilling and you're just trying to watch a movie and shit, the kitchen is making wild noises. The kitchen is moving. The kitchen is making fucking cooking noises and all types of shit. You can hear shit, but when you look in the kitchen, you don't see shit. And people tell me that that was his ghost because he was always... Oh, he knocks it back. He was always doing late night cooking and shit and scraping the pan or whatever. So that's his ghost at night. Yo, Enokh, I just said a little story about my uncle that's a ghost now. You know what I mean? I have an uncle that's a ghost. They cut off his dick because he was gay. So you know what I mean? He ended up being a ghost.
Bro.
Yeah, like this is back in the 80s, 90s and shit. He was gay.
But 80s or 90s? That's not even that far back, bro. What?
This is, yeah. I mean,
where are you? Where is
this? Is Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico.
All
yeah,
right.
in Puerto Rico. Right. So in Puerto Rico, he did cut off because I think he owed some people money. He was a heroin addict as well, but he was a gay dude. And they cut his dick and left him for dead in the street. And he's ever since that time, he's been haunting my grandparents' house. But it's not an evil haunt. It's not I'm here for you. He's just doing right. Routine. He's routine experience. Like, yeah, the routine ghost. Exactly. Yeah, so have you ever witnessed any routine ghost?
No, I can't say I've ever seen any manifestation except for that one time. I did leave a voice recorder down in the basement though this one time at my aunt's, and you hear this boxes being moved and all this weird stuff going on, and then you hear this, that sound of bare feet on cement,
right?
That kind of slapping sound, and then you hear this sound like a little kid or a female, and she's like, "Hello." And I was like, "Oh hell no!" I'm out of here. I ain't playing. Right now, man. Right in the middle of I was talking, bro. This shit, my internet and everything just gets cut off for a second, but then it's perfectly I don't know, man. I be thinking sometimes I'm man, looking around,
Yeah, I don't get that feeling no more, man. I don't really be thinking about ghosts on my day-to-day life, but when I was a kid, I was looking around every corner thinking there was a ghost. What if there was a ghost right in that corner right there?
Yeah.
What if he was right there? And I've told this story at least once, probably twice on this fucking podcast. But yeah, there was this time that I was doing this shit in the mirror, bro. I was going in the mirror. Every time I got in the mirror, I was like, what if? Because my cousin came through after a big divorce and all this shit that was happening. He went to my house and he was like, I looked in the mirror and I saw a ghost behind me and all such shit. So in my head, I was like, oh no, there's a ghost in this house.
Yeah.
Let me look for him. So every time I went to the mirror, every time I saw a reflection, whether it was a window, a TV, I was like, what if a ghost is behind me?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So in the middle of the night one day, I just heard a bang, 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 this mad noise that woke me the fuck up. And I woke up and I quickly looked at my TV to see if it was a ghost because I was already entrained. I was already training myself to look at the reflections for ghosts. So I looked in the reflection for a ghost and there he was. It was a little fucking gremlin motherfucker walking in my room, hitting from wall turning around, hitting the other wall. But you could hear him. He was heavy as hell. Boom, 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 like walking hard as hell. Dude,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
bro.
I was stuck. I was like, oh,
Yeah, that's what happened to me, bro.
oh.
That like paralysis. Like you got hit with a taser. It's like lock up. Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. And I feel like after that shit, man, I stopped looking for ghosts. I
Hell
stopped
yeah.
looking. I stopped looking for the motherfuckers. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna be a ghost hunter no more. No
Yeah,
more for me.
yeah, like that whole like searching for the unknown, like I am so into that. Like I'm just curious and just want to know more about it, So like me and my buddies have gone ghost hunting in abandoned places lots of times, but like never with any video cameras or anything like that. Just, we like smoke some weed or something. We're like, oh yeah, let's go ghost hunting, We're like, we're already fucked up. We're already like, so anything we hear a mouse or whatever, we're like, oh shit, a ghost, like
Right. And I mean, obviously, I'm lying because yeah, I told myself I'm never gonna look for ghosts. But when I got older and shit, and after I didn't see ghosts for like 7, 8 years, I did some ghost hunting. I went to Texas. I went to this ghost town where it was like a little ass town where they had a school. It was the post office. There was also the library at the same time. This how small of a ghost town it was. It was like a small. It was not small. It was a decent
like a Western town you
building.
seen in the movies.
It was in Texas, bro.
Yeah,
It was in Texas. Before we got there, we thought we was gonna die on some chainsaw massacre shit because we went up to a gas station. The dude was there. He looked all scruffy and weird. Right.
That's great.
He looked all scruffy and weird and shit. And we were like, oh nah, we're in the wrong part of town, bro. We about to die.
Yeah.
But we went to the ghost town and shit. It was about like maybe 10 buildings, school, city hall or whatever, town hall, and then I know they had a post office and a library combined at the same time. Weirdest
so
shit you ever see. The books were still there. Shit was still there.
Yeah, that's crazy. Dude.
And I'm talking about like maybe 10. It was 10 years ago. It was exactly 10 years ago. Crazy shit, bro. But we didn't see no ghosts. We sat in the auditorium of the school. We didn't see no ghosts. We didn't witness shit. But it was spooky. It was spooky as fuck.
Yeah, that's the fun part though, just getting out of the comfort zone, that like slight adrenaline you get, that's almost like a high, it's like almost addictive, like adrenaline junkie type stuff.
Right. Have you ever went ghost hunting, like actually look up a map of like some type of mental institution and be like, oh, let me go there and see what's up?
Look, Kalamazoo used to have a mental institution, right? And that was a spot. Everybody knew that place was, just messed up, and we'd always go in there. It was actually like a tuberculosis center before that. So a lot of people died in there, back in like early 1920s or whatever, when tuberculosis was big. And they turned it from the tuberculosis center to a mental institution. And then they ended up closing it down, I think, for like, I don't know, like mistreatment or something. And then, hey, what up, Donnie? And then, so everybody would go in there and we'd all like sneak in there and do all that. But never really seen anything in there. And then like after like I was old enough to actually like go out and get into that kind of stuff, I was like maybe like 15. They ended up tearing the place down after that. So that was like the only chance I ever had. I was like, oh man, I went there like twice. Then they tore it down. I was like, no.
No doubt. Yeah, man. But I definitely have more than a few horror stories. Sometimes I can't remember all them shits on the spot, but
yeah, that's how I am too, man.
Excuse me.
I feel that.
The beer burps.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've witnessed this shit. I witnessed shit in the daytime. In the fucking daytime. Ghosts fucking with doors and shit. Like there's a certain thing, like a certain routine ghosts will do certain things. Now I know because I've witnessed it. They'll do certain things as long as everything in the atmosphere and the environment makes sense for them to do it. So like I had a door that was a little open, just slightly ajar. And that ghost will go into the door and start shaking the knob and move the door a little bit and do a little knock.
Yeah.
Like what? In the daytime, the sun is out and everything. Like people are right here. And we can see that door is bugging out. There ain't nobody on the side of that fucking door. Creepiest shit I've ever, like, that was one of the creepiest shit I've ever seen. Outside of the fucking goblin that I saw in the reflection of my TV. So anyway, let's get off of that. I just wanted to ask you an interviewer question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years with this music shit?
Hopefully trying to have a lot of shows, maybe either A, have my own label going, or B, be signed to something that I stand with, and maybe trying to blend some genre lines where I can bring like that horrorcore to like the hippie festivals. You know what I'm saying? I would be super down to like kind of bring that aspect there. Like here in Michigan we have the Electric Forest, and they bring a lot of acts up here. A lot of it's EDM and stuff, but I would like to be
hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Explain to the people that don't know about Electric Forest what Electric Forest is.
So Electric Forest is it's like a giant, exactly like a forest, and what they do is they cover every single tree in neon lights. So if you don't know what it is, look it up. It's insane. It's everybody's there, on some, and yeah, it's just crazy. And they have like some of the coolest stage shows ever, lasers and all that good stuff. But it's mostly like DJs and EDM music, but they have a lot of rappers and other kind of artists come on too. But one thing that I see that's not there is the underground, kind of like that horrorcore acid rap scene. So if I can kind of blend that together and maybe make like some EDM sounding beats, but with the horrorcore vibe, maybe I can kind of blend that and get into that area where it's, unexplored terrain for the underground scene.
That would be dope. That would be dope. I'm not gonna lie, man, because like part of what I do, or most of what I do, is blending. It's like I'm gonna take this aspect of me and I'm gonna take this aspect of me and I'm gonna blend them together, and hopefully somebody's going to enjoy this shit. You know what I mean? So that would be dope. That definitely would be dope. So you want to see yourself performing there?
Yeah, man. I just want to perform for some, big crowds, man. Just, have my name just, in the 5 years, what I really want the most is just a legacy. You know what I'm saying? That's what everybody wants, man. I just want the respect for the pen, because I put a lot of effort into it, and if you like listen to my stuff, I'm not the run of the mill kind of guy, I'm not sitting here trying to, toot my own horn or anything, but
no, you're not.
Put a lot of effort.
No, you're not, man. You're absolutely not, man. I'm sorry to cut you off, but you're not, man.
I appreciate it.
Like, I know you're in that underground hardcore scene, but the bars are still official. You're still coming through with bars. You're still spitting dope shit. It might not be for everyone, because if they're not into that type of shit, then they're not into it. But the people that will be into it, I feel like a lot of those motherfuckers would really fuck with it as long as they get to know you and know what you're about, man.
Exactly, man. Like my first song I ever released, right? Kung Fu Vampire went and commented on it on YouTube. You know what? My first song ever, like, dog, that blew my mind, like, damn, like, and then, so I've only been doing it for 4 months, and in the first 2 months, I got hit up by a director for this movie that he's making over in the United Kingdom, who, is now my good friend Ball, and he wanted to use my music as a soundtrack for his movie, like, dude, 2 months in, I'm like, so I know I'm onto something, I just got to just keep grinding And, you know, like when people hear my music, you know, like 85%, you know, will say, yo, I mess with this and continue listening. The other 15% say it's not for me, but I respect what you do. You know, so it's still all love. I'm getting nothing but love for what I do. So that's nothing but just, you know, this is driving me even more just to just keep doing it, you know, because I slept on myself for years, you know, like I'm 26 and I've been doing this forever. You know, everybody in my town knows me. If you go to underground scenes or parties, you know, and catch me outside other people's shows rapping outside the venues, you know, everybody knows me in the town. But I was just like not sure if my style would connect with people. And I guess I was just kind of being naive and just, you know, kind of dumb-witted. Because once, you know, like I said, that first song that I dropped and it got the, you know, the level of respect it did, I was just like, oh, okay. You know, I got journals, you know, stacks and stacks of journals. I've been writing for years. And I haven't even put a dent in any of the stuff that I've done, you know, like.
Right.
I still have bars and, you know, rhyme schemes that I'm saving, you know, like, that, you know, that are better than anything I've ever put out. That I'm just like saving for, you know, once I reach that point where I want to, like, you know, release out something like super crazy, you know. So it's like I just got so much, you know, ammunition stacked up just to let loose. So
no doubt.
Yep.
No doubt, man. No doubt, man. Yo, thank you for coming through, man. Let everybody know where you can be found. Let them know all the spots.
Yeah, I can be found on everything pretty much, you know, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all Enokh Xmortiz. And then Twitter, I'm not really on Twitter. I don't really mess with Twitter like that. But if you want to follow me there, it's Enokh X. They cut my name off for some reason. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it, man.
No doubt, man. No doubt, man. All right, people. Thank you for your time and attention. Thank you for your comments, your shares. Make sure you like it, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. I'm sure everybody that's here subscribed, but people that come in later, make sure you motherfucking subscribe. You hear me? You fucking hear me now. But yeah, thank you for your donations, everything like that. It's the Street Shaman Podcast. It's Enokh Xmortiz. Did I say that right?
Yeah, yep. Enokh Xmortiz. You got it.
All right, man. Xmortiz, Enokh Xmortiz, Shamanic Poe, aka Poe and the Rock Stars, the Street Shaman Podcast, and we out of here, motherfucker.